So today's video is going to be about my health, just like the title says, saving my esophagus. So before we do get started, go ahead and like and subscribe, so then you'll get new notifications on my upcoming videos. So the reason why I haven't been posting a lot, or I kind of stopped myself from posting certain videos, is that I was going through a lot the last few months, mentally and physically. I was very hesitant to do the video just because at first I was kind of embarrassed about my health. I was very shy from opening up about, being sick. When you're sick, it's something different. You have a new lens in life where you see everything very not the same anymore. Finding out that I was sick at the age of 22, it changed my whole life. My journey starts in the fall of 2016. I was always a healthy guy. I was going to the gym, I would eat, I would just be a regular guy. Wasn't nothing extraordinary, very mundane. During that time on 2016, something started happening in my body. I kept throwing up out of nowhere. I just kept throwing up my food. I kept just feeling very like I couldn't hold anything down. I wasn't able to process foods down, but it kept going on. And what happened is I went to the doctor around that fall, and they started doing some exams, and they started, making me go to all these different doctors and different tests and things like that. It was a time frame of 9 months. During that 9 months, I wasn't able to hold on to anything. Those 9 months to me was the biggest hell I ever had. The reason why it was the biggest hell was because I wasn't able to eat. My food, I was just throwing up really crazy. I wasn't even able to drink a bottle of water. I was throwing that up. I wasn't getting any kind of intake of food, liquids, anything. During those 9 months, I wasn't getting any liquids. I wasn't getting any solids. I wasn't eating a full-size meal. And what was happening to my body is I started losing a lot of weight. I started getting a lot of acne. My hair was falling out. I felt very fatigued. I was tired. It was a lot of emotional but physical stress that I was having, just because I wasn't intaking anything. And during that time period, I just went through some massive, I went through sadness, I went through every emotion you could think of. And I just imagined just something so simple, like eating being taken away. During that time, after those 9 months, when 2017 came around, they basically diagnosed me with achalasia. And what achalasia means is it just basically means, my esophagus doesn't work. There's a lot of different things. It's a rare disease. It's not, they don't do so much research on it because not a lot of people have it. And what it does, it makes eating very painful. I would be having attacks at night. I would be having all these chest pains. I would be throwing up. It just, like I said, imagine just being taken away the one thing, which is just eating, just making it very difficult. So when I would eat, I would feel like I couldn't breathe, like I basically was choking all the time, and I couldn't finish my meals. It was just this horrible 9 months in my life. So what happened was, during those 9 months, they finally diagnosed me. And when they diagnosed me, they did this surgery. It was a Heller myotomy fundoplication. It has a really long name. And basically what they did is that they wrapped my stomach a little bit over my esophagus, so then the acid reflux can be taken away, because I was having a lot of acid reflux. They also took my LAD muscle out, so then the food can be going down. So they did that, and I felt way better. I felt like I could eat a little better. I was still in pain, but during those 9 months, I honestly felt like I was just dying, and it was like a slow death, because I wasn't intaking anything, and I just kept becoming more fragile. Once you're sick, you feel like you're broken, and you feel, I didn't feel like I was good enough. I was already having issues before, and then it was like, you take a step back and you realize, wow, I'm even more broken. Once I got the surgery, I thought it was it. I was healthy again and everything was gonna be better, but it wasn't the case. Started feeling other symptoms again, and it became harder again to eat. And I felt like just giving up and not going to the doctor, not revisiting what I need to do. So about 2 years passed, a year and a half passed, and I was struggling eating. I was eating smaller meals. I get full really easy. I don't really go out to restaurants. I take my food to go. Eating in general just became very hard. It has more effects for people with stroke, things like that, smoking and all that stuff. But I mean, like I said, I was a very healthy guy, and it just happened. There's no root cause to it. It just happened. When I go to my visits, I'm the youngest person in there. This disease is supposed to be more towards the older age, and I was diagnosed at a younger age. So I'm the youngest patient in my clinic because you're trying to stay alive by eating, but at the same time you're in pain every time you do it. And it really changed me because I was very jovial and very, outgoing, things like that. And, once I got sick, it kind of, brought me down. And it got me into this it got me into a dark place for a while. And once I was able to kind of recover and get myself together, I realized it's okay to be sick. I told myself that I'm gonna be okay, that you're always given things that you can handle. And I was given this, and I know I could handle it. It's painful. It's not the easiest thing. It's hard to describe to people. When I tend to wanna, be ungrateful about, going to the clinic, because I go to the hospital almost every month, for it's an exam, it's this and that, and I tell myself at least I'm blessed to be able to go to the clinic. At least, I'm able to walk in and walk out. There's people that are, staying in there. So it made me look at just going to the hospital, being a patient, things like that. It just gave me a whole different perspective. And if anything, I know that this made me kinder, it made me wiser, gave me more better attributes. But at the same time, it caused me so much pain. And what's happening now is that after the 2 years, I kept having these pains, and I'm not getting any better. What they told me was basically, they're trying to save my esophagus. They don't want to remove it. If they remove it, then my stomach becomes my esophagus. And that's not a really good surgery because it has a lot of risks. I could die and things like that. Like, it's just, in general, it's not the best route. They describe my esophagus like a shirt. When you stretch out a shirt, it doesn't go back to the way it was. My esophagus is very stretched out. Hard to describe, but it's just stretched out, and they're just trying to save as much as they can. And that could also, if I don't take care of myself, it could lead to esophageal cancer as well. All that to say that now that I'm 25 and my health journey started at 22. It's the beginning of a lot of things, and I know this is an incurable disease. This is something I'm gonna have the rest of my life. I realized that I wanted to share my story with people, and I wanted to be more open about having, health issues and mental health and things like that, just because I went through it. And I made friends online when, I was hashtagging Accolation. I was seeing other people that had the same thing as me. I know I didn't make this up. I know I wasn't crazy. It's real. I think that's what a lot of people assume, or a lot of people think, like, oh, you look perfectly fine. There's nothing physically wrong with you. But it's everything from the inside that's hurting you. I mean, now what's happening in about 10 days, I'm having my second major surgery. And I'm having mixed emotions about it. I'm not thrilled, I'm not scared. I'm just very neutral about it, and I've always been very neutral about things, so I won't overreact. And when they did my first surgery, and I woke up and there's cuts all over my stomach, and I was in pain. I just you think it's a dream. You think you wake up and you're like, oh wow, this is real. You get tested so much, and now that I'm going through this again, I mean, and like I said, this is going to be the beginning of many things. I had to accept that I was sick, and it took me a long time to accept that I would be limited to a lot of things when it came to eating. Basically, just taking care of myself way better. And You know, it's 10 days away. I'm just hoping for the best, and I'm gonna update y'all with my journey. But you know, it's been a long it's been very tough, and it's been very tough in a way that I don't make people feel sorry for me. I still do what I have to do. It was never me becoming sick never kind of stopped me. It was more like, I'm gonna use this hurdle and make it something more. And that's what I'm doing right now. I mean, I could sit here and cry every single day, or I could just use this as, you know, as a torch, as something to light somebody else's day, somebody to talk to, have a conversation, things like that. But I mean, I'll keep y'all posted with my surgery and, you know, everything. And then thank you for watching. So I'll talk to y'all later.